Hi guys. Hi, and welcome to today's Plumbers of Data Science podcast. Uh, I thought today we're trying something new. We're trying something different. I was thinking the whole day what to do today, and somehow I couldn't get myself to do a case study or to look into some tools. And it's Friday, and I thought I was on my Facebook page, and from time to time I find posts that say 100 questions for interviews, and I thought that's interesting because they're always for data science for scientists. Let's do this for data engineering, and because it's so much, let's not do 100. Let's do 1,000. So we're going to start today, and yeah, let's see how far we come. And then if this is fun and you guys are having fun, then we are going to continue this and do this more often. Yeah. Okay. Hi guys. I see Sebastian is here, Nick is here, Nishant, and all the other guys. Dragonfly. Yeah. Welcome. And so I have prepared something. Let me go to the streaming desktop. So what I have prepared is this. In the cookbook. So I have the data engineering cookbook where everything, every piece of content here hinges on and gets into the cookbook. That's available on GitHub. If you're new here, that's on GitHub, and you can, it's free because I don't want to have you pay for it. You can support, if you want to support the stream, you can check out my Patreon and become a plumber. But that's a nice gesture, but don't feel obligated to do it. It's a gesture. So I thought we have all these sections here, the basic skills, learn to code, agile, well, maybe not agile, networking, security, Linux, the cloud, and so on and so on. Basically everything in the cookbook, and I have prepared here in my OneNote. Basically, I just dropped in a few of the main points, and I thought let's start here and let's just find out some stuff and collect some questions because what we're going to do is, let me just bring up the cookbook again. Where is it? Because when you look in the cookbook, I don't know, stored procedures, that is empty here. And how do we fill this? With questions. So we're going to start with questions. We're going to bring every question in there, and then we're going to either we have the answer right now in the stream, or gradually over time we're going to fill this up and make this info here and get this out to the people. Hi Max. Yeah, thanks. I hope you can do something with the cookbook. I was counting the links. We have 246, I think 240 something links in the cookbook. Yeah. So I would say I start with what if I'm doing a interview, and of course with data engineering, it's coding related every time. And so let's start with a coding question. One question, it's a silly question, but there more people have problems with that than you might think. And the question that I'm starting with is, what's the difference between an object and a class? if you're in if you're Java based or object oriented based. So basically the class is the blueprint, and the object is basically the car that is coming out. And you can build 100,000 cars with one blueprint with one class. That is basically the first question. And when people are starting to have problems here, you already know that might not be such a good programmer. Translate stored procedures for which database doesn't matter. Where was stored procedures? Do I have this here? Am I blind? I don't know. Maybe I don't get it. So guys, just write down your questions that you would ask for these things, or for something that is not on the list here but in the cookbook, or should be in the cookbook. And then Linux, I would first start with what is. So what is cron tab? So if you want to schedule something, you need cron tab. Data pipeline questions, of course, here. Data pipelines. Format. Boom, 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 boom. Windowing functions in SQL. Oof, that's already very neat. Oops. How was that asked? What are windowing functions? Here, what is a stored procedure? Why would you use them? What are atomic attributes? Basically, atomic attributes that you don't have something like first name, second name in one attribute. You split them, so you have first name, second name. Difference between list, tuples, and dictionary. Where are we going to put this here? List, tuples, dictionary. Python. All right. List, tuples. List, tuples, and dictionary. Then explain asset properties of a database. Ooh, now it's getting funny. Immutability. Where do we? This is immutability is very general. So, where are we going to put it? Because this is for Spark. Let's see, coding. Let's put it in coding. Explain immutability. What is streaming? And batching. What's the upside of streaming versus batching? Okay, what is explain idempotency? Oh my god, what was idempotency? Now I'm getting in trouble myself. You with your strong words. Where should we put this? REST API stuff. What is in the body? Okay, here. Idempotency. Not impotent, guys. What's an RDD? Resilient distributed data set. Serverless. Now we're coming here. Where's the cloud? Serverless. What is serverless? What's the difference between infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and application as a service? No, doch. Nee, it's S. Am I stupid? What was that? so stupid. Sorry, guys. Oh man, it's going to be a fun stream. SAS. I was at a party earlier, so I'm 2 glasses of wine in already. So what is it as? Software as a service, of course. Lambda functions, yeah, but yeah. What are let's call them AWS Lambda functions. How is dataset type safe? What are Lambda functions and why would you use them? Have I missed something? Serverless pipeline. We could do serverless pipeline here. What is serverless? What is an example of a serverless pipeline? So then I would expect that somebody says, okay, then you're using a REST service, and then you're using something like Kinesis, and then you're using something like Lambda functions, and then DynamoDB or S3 and stuff like this. Sebastian, yeah, this is something that Nick loves here. Kappa architecture, and he's absolutely true. Let's say How do one solve lambda architecture problem? What problem? I think we need to be a bit more specific, Dragonfly. Data versioning. Oh, sorry, Sebastian, I missed that. Data versioning. Where do we put this? I'm sorry. I put this here in the wrong version. Let me. That should. I wanted to do this here. What's this now? I'm guessing Nick bailed. Maybe. But that's no problem. That's no problem. If you think what is a topic with Kafka? How to ensure FIFO. Data pipelines. I written an article about what's it called? How was that called? When you yeah, Sebastian is in the right mind. That stuff. I mean, I would do this with pipelines. At most once, at least once, exactly once. Man, there's a specific name. How that is called. I can't remember. Now let's say can and if can how can you sync the batch and streaming layer, and if yes, how? File formats in Hadoop. Yeah, that's a good idea. What file formats can you use in Hadoop? We could. Yeah, Sebastian. Those are good points. I would this Parquet versus Avro. We could put into Hadoop. We could also put this into Spark, because then it would make more sense from an analytical standpoint. So yeah. What's okay? What's okay? I need to do this like this. What's Afro? Differences between Parquet and Afro. MapReduce. I would ask. I would something that's more practical. What's a use case of the map? What's the use case of the map reduce? What's the use case of MapReduce? Then you would say something like counting stuff, like word count or so, and then what's the example, and write a pseudo code for word count. Is that called pseudo code? That's interesting. Docker, what's the difference between Docker and a virtual PC? Yeah. How to let me just Dragonfly. I'm going to take this question and just simply copy paste it. How do you know if all messages in a topic have been fully consumed? Of course, by a consumer. Okay, that's an interesting question. Big data. Big data. I know it's stupid, but what are the 4 V's of big data? And what are 4 V's? Trick question. Which one is most important? What else could we ask here? Yeah, that's no problem. That's no problem. We can later on in the cookbook we can separate this then again. How to optimize queries. Here, Hadoop. What's a name node? What's the difference between a name and a data node? Yeah, this with the joins. Oh man, I hate this. I still hate this stuff. Just copy this. Different. What are the different types of join? Cross, inner, outer join. Do we have transactions here? Which system or what systems provide transactional data? Dragonfly, this is a bit too. How do you move from the ingest layer to the consumption layer? Yeah, and I would not say complicated. I would say it's a bit too general. If somebody would ask me in an interview, I would simply say by analytics, by processing, processing the data with something like Spark or something. But let's let's put it in here. Serverless. Let's put it in the cloud. Boom. Let's put this in place here. Okay. Some Linux stuff. Linux APIs. Oof. I'm guessing this is a SQL question. So that's salting in Spark. I would say this to Nishant, I would salting in Spark. Doesn't this have more to do with NoSQL databases and stuff? More on the storage side, that you need to salt keys. What's a key value store? What's a document store? What's a column? Is that called column store? Something like Cassandra? I don't know. What's a DAG? Yeah. Okay, you can. You could. I mean, DAG you can also use in Spark for Spark, but let's. Yeah. Airflow. We can put this here. No. Wow, these are getting a lot of. So 100 is super simple, as you can see. Data skew. What's data skew? No idea. Oh, Sebastian, this is. Yeah, guys, but if I don't know what it is, then you have to tell me where I should put it. Sebastian's consensus clusters. Where should we put this? We could put this in Big Data Cloud Architecture. Distributed systems or something. Yeah, distributed systems. Yeah, my idea exactly. Now I only need to. I'm just copying the whole thing. Let's be honest, guys. How much is there that where you already can say, well, I need to look at that. What am I typing? What are common frameworks? Common REST API. I'm pointing here at Jersey. and Spring. By the way, I recently added some stuff in the cookbook about APIs. I think it was a Jersey Hello World or something. Oh, okay. What are operators? Okay. This is. We could do this in coding. Do we have a coding here? What's the difference between library, framework, and package? I would add this to here. That's a good idea. How to branch. Branch. Can also put in here GitHub. As a when I hear branches, I'm always thinking first at GitHub. GitHub. What are branches? What's a pull request? What are commits? I think it's with 2M. Reverse a linked list. How to reverse a linked list? I would say this is here. And NoSQL DBs. Oh, this would be more like coding. Yeah. Ah. See, Dragonfly. What is Parquet? Parquet is a file type. Didn't we have something in the cookbook about this? Yeah, linked list is coding. It's also I think Cassandra works with like a linked list, so that also would make sense here. Let me just what's the linked list? We could do this. Yeah. Yeah, column store, row store. It's more. Yeah. I'm guessing this is key value store would be like a row store. I would classify this as a row store. What's a div? What's a column store and div between row and column store. Yeah, Sebastian, breadth first, depth first for graphs. Is this? This is. I have no idea what this means, to be honest, because what is this? Is this data engineering, or is this all? Should we classify this already as data scientist stuff? It's an interview for data engineer. What is Python? I'm not sure if we should we. Oh no, that's wrong. What are keywords? Okay. Yeah. Never had to. Yeah, that's a Rajat essay. This is also a good point. What's an RDD? What is a data frame? And what was the other one? What is a RDD data frame? And what was the new one? The new one was what was the data set? I think so. Yeah, data set. Thanks, Dragonfly. Yeah, and then you can do a combination of what's RDD versus data frame versus data set. Spark streaming, tumbling windows versus sliding windows. Yeah, okay, this stuff is okay. If I can find Spark. Oh, stupid. Ah, here it is. Need to do this and make this fat. Distributed systems. Yeah. What is a combiner? So, just what's Apache Flink used for? We could say how do we do this? Okay, let's just Flink. Problem is I didn't really very well organize this, because now we say Flink. The next thing is we say Storm, and then we are getting more and more stuff. Apache Flink. What is Flink used for? And Flink versus Spark. What's the difference here? That's an interesting question. Flow, data pipelines. Hadoop. We have not so many Hadoop questions. What is HDFS? What's HDFS? What is the purpose of Yarn? Not sure anyone will ask you what Flink is used for unless you have it on your CV. Don't tell this to the guys in Berlin. Literally everyone I had talks with, and who is coming out of the Berlin area, it's the drinking some more water. Said they have worked on Flink because the universities there are hard on Flink. But that's true, Dragonfly. That's a good point. I still have to. I already laugh again at infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and application as a service as. Flink, Storm, Apex, Ux. And this is that's my problem here. A10 says I don't want to put all the tools in here. Just make new. I don't know how to do this. Let me just. Spark, we can say difference between batch and stream processing. What are microbatches? What are microbatches? That makes sense. Difference between Redshift and Snowflake. Okay, guys. But we are going to put this, I would say here. But what? No. A10 says contrast this to Flink, which is specifically built for streaming. Flink and Spark in memory database do not Spark in memory databases that do not persist the data store. Flink and Spark are in memory database. No, they're not in memory databases. The processing frameworks. But Flink is specifically built for streaming. That's true. Exactly like Storm or Heron. Edge versus cloud. This is a great point. What's the difference between cloud and edge and on premises? And then what we ask, what is edge computing? Yeah, let's put this here. Yeah, data engineering questions, not cloud architecture questions. That's true. What is a data lake? Yeah, Dragonfly. What? You have a question? Tell it. What is a data lake? What is a data warehouse? Are there big data or data lake warehouses? Can we use 2 data lakes within a single warehouse? What's there more? Data pipelines, distributed processing, distributed systems. Linux, we don't have much. What with REST API? What does REST mean? Let's make this a bit bigger. Yeah, I would. Let me just quickly write down the ETL pipeline. What's the ETL pipeline? And the other thing here that's says difference between data warehouse and data mart. I would ask here, we'll change this a bit. What is a data mart? Yeah, Dragonfly, just send it to me on LinkedIn. Wow, we have a lot already. Flink database. We don't. What's a BI tool? Something like security with Kerberos. Let's just put some security in here. Security. Oh man, what is Kerberos? What is a firewall? What is a slow changing dimension? That's a good question. I have no idea. What's the easiest way to learn Kubernetes fast? So this Mandar, I need a answer for this because I have no idea. What's the easiest way? I'm guessing learning by doing. Okay, Dragonfly, now we're getting complicated. What SCD123? I have no idea. What is this? SCD123? SCD123. What was that? SCD type 1. Oh, okay, slow the changing dimension. Yeah, the thing is, we need to be careful here. I would say this too, Dragonfly. The thing is that we need to, up to some level, we need to include this stuff. For instance, like this stuff with a SQL database and so on, because you should know this to make a decision on how to solve stuff. Yeah. Well, that's true. That's true. What do we have more? Yeah, I was also thinking about GDPR, but I'm not sure. I mean, it's something that involves data engineering up to some part. That's. Do we have security? Security/privacy. What's GDPR? What's anonymization? How was that other thing called? I was talking about this in a long time in a podcast when you anonymize stuff, but the incident is so basically it's the old thing with, how was that the example that I heard? Bruce Willis is taking a cab in somewhere and he's getting filmed and it's anonymized, but depending on how many cabs are there, and you know basically exactly where he started or something like this. I can't recall this. The cap theorem. Where was the cap theorem? Fundamental theorem, distributed systems. Yeah, of course. Man, I would lose so hard in these in these interviews. I can tell you. Let's call it development frameworks. Because this is also for an engineer. This is also important, I would say. Just to I would say, what is not bold. What is agile frameworks? Scrum. What is OKR? Something like this. Yep, that's coding. Where's coding? Difference between object-oriented programming and functional programming. That's a good thing. That's a really good question. Cap theorem we have. What is anonymization? GDPR. Max asked what factors should be considered when choosing a database. Where do we put this, Max? What's a surrogate key and why use them? With cap theorem, okay. Basically here. What factors should be considered when choosing a DB? Yeah. Let's leave this here. Okay, guys. And whew, wow, we have a lot. We already have a lot. Wow. What's a serverless pipeline? What's the difference between most ones? At least exactly ones. I already have an article about this. Nice. Mod systems provide transactions. Water transactions. I think we have that over. Micro patches. Shira, I would say here. Let's call this development slash agile. What is Shira and what it is used for? DevOps. I would say a tense question here is DevOps. What is continuous integration? What is continuous deployment? Difference. Question development testing, yes. Let's call this here. What's a container? And then the next question isn't this English? Why am I getting so many? Where can I set the language. Oh, no idea. I'm scared. I don't want to delete all this. Python. Wow, we have a lot. Coding, Kafka. What is the topic? How to ensure FIFO. What are brokers? What are consumer groups? What is a producer? I think we've covered most, unless you want to ask, how do you shut down your Facebook account? What? I'm guessing this is not only this is not even 10%. Let me just check something here. Who's on Facebook, guys? Are you on Facebook? I have activated the Facebook again. I have activated the Facebook again. Want to see something? Can you see this? I have put the cookbook on Facebook. 38,000 people reached. 4.3 thousand engagements. 1,000 link clicks here. Oh, all the way here. Come on. It's not getting sharp. Nice. Yeah. I don't know, guys. If you have more questions, Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these questions into the cookbook. So for instance, when here the questions, the cloud, I would go in here. There are two ways we can do this. Either we put this in each section. Whoops. Either we put this in each section. So here in SQL databases, then we would have the questions. Or what we could also do, and I'm open to that, is right now how can I zoom out here? Right now the cookbook is structured in parts. Part 2, basic engineering skills. Part 1 is the introduction. Part 3 is the course, the practical stuff. Part 4 are the case studies. So we could introduce another part that would say interview questions. I'm also open to that. So we collect the interview questions in the here, and then we could distinguish between beginner and advanced questions, and then we could start working on the questions. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Should we do it this way? basically I then would create here, I would create then, so basically this would then be the chapter would be interview questions. The 3.1 in this case, no, it's 31, would be then basic or beginners and advanced. And then the next, where here's Airbnb, would then be these topics here. Where are they? Come on, where are they? Where are they? Would be the topics here: coding, Hadoop, Lambda architecture, and so on. And then we would below that, where there's an error here. Below there, then we would add the questions. Okay, Nick. Welcome back, Nick. Or did you just sit back and relax and listen to all the questions? Which is also absolutely fine. Where do we put this, Nick? We're going to put this in Kafka, I would say. No. How to choose the right storage for different data consumers. Yeah. Or we are doing this in distributed systems because this Kafka is too specific. The Blow meetup. Interesting. 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 So yeah, Nick, we have a lot of things here collected, and I think we can start with this. Yeah, Tableau is. I think Tableau is one of the best BI tools. These things are super complicated, as I think Nick can agree. But one thing, I have been talking to some people, and one of my data engineers have tried stuff out with, how's the Microsoft tool? Power BI. I have tried some with Power BI, and with Power BI it was the same fucking thing like with Excel. Whenever timestamps are coming and you're working with timestamps, this thing it's hopeless. It's hopeless. Formatting, and then you don't have enough precision and so on. Yeah, Salesforce. Hopefully they don't ruin it. I don't think you can D3JS. You cannot compare to Tableau and Power BI. You could. How's the other? Quick Sense. But I think this is too that's too specific for data, for the data engineer and the data engineer questions. Usually the data engineer does not work with or in depth with Tableau. You need to make sure that they can access data, but I don't think they, as a data engineer, it would make sense to add questions, interview questions about this stuff. I don't know. Nick says the price politics might change, but the products won't be ruined. The thing with price politics is a nightmare. If you look at, man, I'm missing the names. What's the Creative Cloud? Man, the Creative Cloud is Adobe. When you look at Adobe was always easy. It was always simple to get Adobe products, and now you have they changed the pricing to the Creative Cloud, and that's a nightmare. And yeah, at some points you have to pay a lot of money for things, and there are packages where you don't really need everything, and you have to get everything earlier on. You just got your version of tools or of Adobe products like man, I'm missing the names for the Adobe. I'm not in the Adobe world. Premiere Pro and so on, and you bought them, and it's done. Now you have to get the subscriptions. Annoying. Yeah, and that's the thing, Sebastian. Most people, the people who use BI tools or tools like Tableau most, are data analysts, or not even the data scientists, or it's the analysts. Yeah, and that's a good use case for it, and it makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Let's finish for today. I think we have a lot of questions. I'm going to count them, and I'm going to send you an update on LinkedIn and on Facebook, where we stand and how many we have. And it would be great if you give me a feedback here, if you like this stream, if you're still here, and if you like this kinds of thoughts, and if when we follow up with this, if we should do something like this again, and if you think, yeah, what do you think? Hit the like button on this one. What's the Facebook? It's the Facebook group Plumbers of Data Science. I also have a business profile. Let me just bring up my business profile or business page. I have a page you can follow. Wrong mouse. Facebook. Come on, load. No messenger page. Are you available to chat? No. Here it is. Here it is. And that is my Facebook page. I was lazy and not using Facebook, but I thought I'm trying to get more with into Facebook, and yeah. How many followers? 831 followers. Yeah. So check it out at Andreas K. Okay, guys. Hit the like button on this stream, and I'm going to update the cookbook and tell you guys about the update, and then let me know how you like this. Maybe write a comment on the video, and yeah, share this with your friends. On Monday, I'm not going to stream on Monday, because on Monday we have a birthday party, so I can't stream. Maybe I'm doing Sunday instead of that, because the interval Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is hardcore. That's hard. Please no. I don't have so many room for so many people. Yeah, guys. See you on Sunday or Tuesday. I'm going to put a put a live session in the YouTube, and you can find it. Okay. Yeah, 10 very good questions you had here. It's happy to have you here, and all you other guys. Sebastian, I'm just reading names here. Sebastian, Nick, A10, Dragonfly, Max, and Saad, and Dragonfly and Max, and Rajat. Yeah. Okay, guys. Have a great evening. I'm going to watch a bit of YouTube now, and then I go to bed. Bye bye.